You said something last week, huh? Mm-hmm. I caught it, but we couldn't talk about it. And when I got home, I was like, wait, did you really say that?
What was he talking about?
At the end of the show, you were like, oh, I want to talk to Nini Ola. I want to talk to who? Simi. You said you want to talk to Olamide. Mm-hmm. You want to talk to who else? I forgot. But then you said, I do not want to talk to Wizkid. And I was like, wait.
Oh, did I say that?
Yes. Over here, you're like, I don't really want to talk to him. Over there, I was like, that day I was like, you know what? Okay, fine. Maybe because everyone else talks to him. But when I went to him, I was like, wait. That's like a Canadian media or radio person saying, I do not want to talk to Drake. Why would you say that?
Well, I don't think I meant it in a bad way.
I know you meant it in a bad way, but like I'm just wondering, like, what was your thought process there? And
I'm trying to let me see. I you know what I think it had to probably do with. It's not like I don't want to. So let's be clear. It's not as if I don't want to talk to him.
I know,
right? I do want to talk to him, but I think maybe my thought process there had to do with everything that was just going on with him and Tiwa Savage and whatnot. Okay. So that might have been what I was thinking about at that instance. Mm-hmm. In a sense, if I do talk to him, it's going to be a matter of. So I'll give you another example, right? Not to pontificate. I was listening to. Go ahead. I was listening to the new Metro Boomin album, right?
Oh, you heard that?
That shit is whack, man.
I won't lie to you, like
all the DJs.
You said it. That shit is whack. Like honestly, I was trying to like it when I heard it. You know, I was happy because like to see Metro Boomin step away from that trap box and try to do the international thing, but it was all over the place. To be frank with you,
yeah, that shit was whack. And what he did with the song with Wizkid, it was Wizkid. Yeah, it was Wizkid.
Two songs with Wizkid.
Two songs with Wizkid.
The one with Ray Shremmerd and there's another one with J Balvin and Offset.
Yeah.
One of them wasn't that bad. I think I liked the one with Ray Shremmerd a little bit. It wasn't bad. But like for some reason, sorry to cut you off, but for some reason, Wizkid, every time he appears on some of these features with big name international artists, it always feels like he's relegated to the background. Like he on that song tell me you remember his
small boy
tomorrow.
things.
I won't remember.
Well, you say that they're looking at him as a small boy.
No, but I'm like, and that brings me to something else. They're looking at him like, I don't know how to break it down, but I spoke to someone the other day and I was telling him, I don't like where they're taking
Wizkid
and Afrobeats in general in America.
Is it the process of
and I gave an example of there you go. I gave an example with the song with Techno and Ciara. Let's be honest, that shit was garbage. Nobody would even remember that shit.
Yeah, 100% garbage.
But
I didn't even listen.
I said that because I've said like people see fads come and fads go. And when Afrobeat comes here, they make it into a fad. Like something that everybody just wants to jump on.
Right. So
that's what happens. That's happening. Like everybody's saying, oh, this African kid is hot. Let's just get him and put on this song. So they're making it a fad. Like it's a thing for now. I heard a song, you know Vic Mensa?
Yeah, Vic Mensa.
Vic Mensa, I mean, he's half Ghanaian. He made some.
Oh, really? I didn't even know.
Made some, and he's good. I like him. He can rap. But he tried to make some Afrobeat song, and boy, that shit was wild.
But why would Vic Mensa signed to Rock Nation be making Afrobeat song? That
everybody wants to jump on that Afrobeat train. That's what I'm saying. You know. So I'm like, maybe that's why they feel. Oh, let's just get this Wizkid boy on this shit. And let's get going. Let's just see, just to have him on there, to have some African on there. They don't sit down. Like I feel like they don't sit down. They don't really craft this music, you know. So it's like they just take it and just take whatever they can out of it. And I don't really like that.
You know, I think so. One of my issues, and I think I need to play one song. I don't think that is copyright protected.
Yeah.
I think one of my issues with Wizkid now is his songs make no sense.
I was going to ask you that, and I'm glad you brought it up because I was going to ask you what's your gripe with Wizkid.
I don't have any gripe with him, but it's just like his songs, his new songs now, right?
Yeah.
Compared to his first album that I believe was an instant classic, by the way.
Talking about Superstar.
Yes.
Superstar is a classic.
I mean, look, I still
Superstar,
listen
there
to
are songs,
that
there are
album.
6-7 songs in the album.
Oh
You
my
play
God.
any day
Yeah,
and they
I still
bump.
play those songs on my way to work. And you know, I got a long ride.
No Lele, What Up, Pakurumo.
Oh, man.
What else was on there?
So I want those kind of of course, artists got to evolve and whatnot. But so going back to that Metro Boomin song, right?
Yeah.
That he did. I couldn't even understand whatever he was saying. It was literally nothing. He was saying nothing.
That's exactly what I said. For like all the songs he features with these people, like you don't get anything.
Nothing. Look at Tiny. Is it Tiny or Tanny? I think her name is Tanny.
Tanny.
Her new song.
Which one, Kiss?
Oh man, wait, man.
You're trying to play.
Yeah,
don't worry. I know you love it. But the thing is, like, I love her.
That song. I mean, you can listen to that song and you literally understand what she's saying, and you can relate to the songs. Even Davido's songs, right? A bunch of his songs may not make no sense, but you can also, in a certain way, relate because you can understand what he's actually saying, right? Even though he's not technically making a lot of sense.
Songs don't have to make songs technically and lyrically, but as far as the feel and as far it's about something. I always tell guys, like when I tell young artists, I'm like, listen, when you tell guys your music should have content and stuff, everybody thinks you're talking about like conscious stuff. Yes, no, you just have to be talking about something. R. Kelly made Toya, 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 Toya. We don't know what that means, but the song was fly. Like that was the subject matter. Like let your song have a subject matter. You know, like Davido, I know the songs he makes sometimes. Like sometimes, like we say, oh, it's rubbish, but there's still a subject matter underneath it. You know. Like someone said, songs like Wizkid has his song, you will vibe to it any day, anytime, but he has the lyrics of a 12-year-old.
Or maybe a 10-year-old.
God damn it. But things like, I love it, and I say this all the time. If you put this on Twitter now, if I put it, everybody will say, look at these two old fools. He's talking rubbish, they call us haters. Because I used to be the biggest Wizkid stan, and I still am.
I'm still a fan.
But I'm a critic too, because I listen to it, and I feel like when people from other countries listen to music, when you're from another country, they're going to pay attention to the biggest star from that country.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I want the biggest star from my country to have the kind of music that I could say, yes, this is the biggest star from my country, and that's his song. You know, not just people just taking the stuff and just bastardizing it here and stuff like that, you know. But my thing is, like I always say, I think he's growing as a brand. Nobody can stop him. Nobody can stop it. But as an artist, I think he can do a lot more that he hasn't done. He could go the Davido route. Davido is a real pop star. Yes. He gets songwriters. He has a team of producers, team of songwriters. He has a whole bunch of youngins, Ichaba and Mayor Kun and Dremo and all of them coming up under him. And they all work together. They help him. I wish Wizkid would do the same. You know, just to like, he needs songwriters.
He needs songwriters. I think Davido caught some of these flags earlier on, and I think he had to get, for R&B artists, there's no issue getting songwriters.
Wait a minute. Who is an R&B artist?
Isn't that what they are?
Who's an R&B
but they're
artist?
not rappers, though. I mean, the fact that we call them Afrobeat, but technically, from the grand scheme of things, they all do R&B.
Well, they do pop. I don't want to call it R&B, yeah.
Okay, maybe pop.
But and you know what? This is another testament to Wande Cole. Because all of them work on Wande Cole's template. The template Wande Cole started with Mushin to Mo hits. Nobody was blending R&B and singing with Afrobeats and Afro-Pop like he was.
Yeah, and whatever happened to Wande Cole?
Well, he picked out. I mean, he picked out after a while. I don't know what happened, but I guess he picked out. Maybe
Did he ever release an album?
After Mushin to Mo hits, Yeah, he did. He did. He released. What was the name of the album? I mean, you could check my phone, but he released that album with like 23 songs, which was way too long, and it wasn't up to par. After we waited for about 4 or 5 years, he ended up releasing a disappointing album. You know, which was, I mean,
very, very disappointing.
Very disappointing. There was like a few songs on there, but it was very disappointing. So, but regardless, to me, Wande Cole is still.
Look at this, right?
Who's that?
Look now. This is what's this
Dunk
guy?
Almighty.
Lil Kesh and Dunk Almighty.
Lil Kesh is that guy. Lil Kesh. You think Lil Kesh he has gotten to where he can get to? I don't think he can get bigger than he is right now.
He needs another one record like this. A few more records.
He's had very, very good records. from all the Shocky time down to all the records, he's had some very, very good records.
He's
but he just doesn't have that it.
Yeah.
What the French call je ne sais quoi. He doesn't have it. And that's what Wizkid has.
Wizkid is king right now.
That's Wizkid has.
Not Wizkid. Davido.
Yes.
I mean, both of them, the two of them, though. I think the two.
I'm going to get to that later, but I mean.
Look at this. Listen to this.
What about it?
The voice,
the
melody, the lyrics. Wait for the chorus.
I've heard this before, but that's Teniola. That's Kiss.
Yeah,
see,
I know.
Tenny is Niniola's sister. I
Yeah.
just want to talk to her and ask her excuse my French, but I don't want to curse. How the hell do you have that kind of talent in one family?
I know, right? It's huge.
Because I didn't know when I heard she was Niniola's sister, I was like, what the hell? And Niniola was just and they're in two completely separate lanes.
Yeah, two separate lanes.
Niniola is on the Afro house lane, tearing shit up. Teniola is doing her own very, very, and then everybody's talking about how she looks and everything. Which to me,
I really don't care about.
Which to me, her look works for her.
Yeah,
because everyone is like, oh, she doesn't like. Not everybody can sell sexy.
Yeah.
So I like her. Like she's into the whole tomboy thing, the whole Missy Elliott vibe. I like it.
Even all the so-called sexy ladies, where are they now?
Cynthia Morgan.
What happened to her?
Wait, honestly, beside Tiwa Savage.
Right. I mean,
Yemi Alade, I don't really know if Yemi Alade
doesn't do that.
Sexy besides
stuff,
Tiwa Savage, I don't know who else
doesn't
is
sell
really
sexy
doing
stuff. Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, sexy can only get you to a certain point.
To a certain point, musically. Yeah. If you don't have the music,
if you don't have the talent, you know, I don't. Her looks is totally fine for me. I think she's gonna be all right. You know, she's good. We need to, you know, hopefully when she start by the States, you know, we should get her
on here, right?
Right, but
because I love it. That Askamaya.
Askamaya is fire.
First time I heard Fargin, that was the first song I heard from Teniola, and I was like, who is this girl? Because you know when you just hear something and it catches your ear from the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I was like, who is this girl? And then I watched the video, I'm like, she looked very different. And I was like, okay. But the song was very funny, it was very catchy and everything. And then she dropped Askamaya. Like her sound, she's to me like, she doesn't say lyrics as useless as techno. Even though techno is the king of useless. Hold on.
Techno is
I know you have to think of
oh my god. Okay.
You can't say it's lazy, but techno. Do you know who was like techno before techno?
Who?
Remember the Prince or Moba?
Yeah, whatever happened to him.
The Prince used to make useless lyrical music, but he was so sweet. Like he had his own lane. The same thing techno does. So when Teniola came out, to me, I was looking at Teniola like kind of like a.
Why do you keep calling him Teniola?
No, that's her name.
That's her name. I thought it was just Tenny.
Teniola is her full name. Niniola and Teniola, the sisters. But Tenny, when she came out first, I was like, okay, this girl is like almost like the female techno to me, in the sense that techno makes making music look so easy. You could tell he's not forcing it. He writes, he produces. You could tell he's in the studio just drinking and having fun. And that's the way she sounds.
Techno is a lazy musician.
What do you mean techno is a lazy musician? How?
I think techno is too lazy for my liking.
What do you mean lazy when you say
so?
Lazy?
All right, perhaps it could be a little bit unfair or maybe harsh. I think I attended not this last one, the one before.
Yeah.
The
One
Africa Music Fest.
Yeah.
Dude came on stage, was supposed to perform a couple of songs, did one. He's like, I'm tired.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
He ran.
Okay.
That was it. Performance-wise, he's not even a good performer. Like
his performances are crap. I won't lie. But when you say lazy, I thought you were talking about like the kind of songs he writes and everything.
No, he's got some good songs. Yeah, he has some good songs. But performance-wise, it doesn't cut it for me.
Yes, performances. But then
I'm going to pay $40 to go see him.
Hell no. But listen, how many Nigerian artists can you can name on one finger how many artists you will pay $40 to go see and you'll be satisfied?
There are a few.
Flavor. P-Square.
Well, maybe one square now. I don't know what's going on with them.
They will come back at some point. But
I don't think I will pay $5
I'm surprised.
to
Speaking of P-Square, I'm very, very shocked. Because when they fell up, I was like, Peter would not be able to sell a 90 people venue without P-Square. As P-Square, they sell out stadiums. But Peter on his own or Paul on his own, they won't be able to sell 90. But I'm very surprised. Like the songs they were dropping, even though I think, because people always said, what's his name, Rude Boy was the more musical one. Like he wrote most of the songs and everything. Yeah. because he plays the instruments more. He's more of the quiet one. Peter was more of the face. You know, because Peter is more of the outgoing one. But then again, the songs Peter were dropping were crazy too. And it's two different lanes. Like Peter is dropping like the more popish,
right?
You know,
I mean,
English vibe. Why Rude Boy is dropping like typical P Square old song. I was surprised. Like that's Somebody Baby. That was a great song.
They should work out their family issues and then just get back together to make it some good music.
Like they should wait, let it brew first. Maybe after a year or two, they now come out and drop one crazy this thing everybody's going to buy.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
But speaking of performances, like I said, I don't think there are that many that you can really count.
Not, Simi is getting better.
I've watched one or two Simi performances. I haven't really seen a lot, so I can't really judge Simi on that.
I just watched all of them on their
Snapchat
now.
Yeah,
a bunch of them. So what else we got? You know, it was a lot of news this week, though.
Yeah, it was a lot of news. And speaking of which, I was going to ask you something, sorry, before, but we could leave that for another.
Ask. Day. Oh, another day.
Because some words get thrown around a lot.
Okay.
You know, my guy, my boy, friend, love, legend. That word gets thrown around a lot. So I was going to ask you, is Wizkid a legend?
Not yet.
We're on the same page. Because I thought you were going to say straight up
no. Not yet.
Not yet, but he's on his way.
He's on his way.
Because you can't really call anyone a legend until they get to that cool off phase.
Yeah, how long has
when
he
they
been
pick
around?
out Wizkid, let's judge him from 2011, even though he's making music since 2008. Because he was on MI's Fast Money, Fast Cars. Remember, we had the little boy who we thought was like 12 years old. That's when he really came out. But 2011 was his coming of age.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't judge him. It's like,
he's high right now, but he's not a legend. When you want to talk about legends, right? And that's why I keep going back to Wizkid's first album.
Yes.
That 25 years from now,
you can listen to it.
You can listen to that song. Right? That you can listen to a bunch of
There's a couple of songs like that album. One Day Goes Mushing to More Hits. Burna Boy Like to Party. Songs like that. Evergreen songs, they call them.
So, I mean, the new crop of musicians now, I don't really know who I can ascribe the word legend to.
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, there are a lot of upcoming legends. We know a couple that are going to be based on what they've done. You know, the Wheezys, the Burna Boys in their own lane.
Yeah, not yet.
Even Drake. You can't call Drake a legend.
No, Drake is not a legend
yet. Definitely going to be a legend.
Yeah, he's
on his way. But Drake has not peaked out.
Right.
You don't put that tag on people until they peak out. When they peak out, then you have time to look back and see all the work they've done and how long it lasts.
Right.
Meanwhile, there's some people with legendary work, but they're not legends.
Right.
Because their personality doesn't really carry them on as much. There's people who are icons, but they're not legends.
Yes.
There are legends who are not icons, but they're legends. Speak of the Sound Sultans. He wasn't really iconic, like wasn't the biggest pop star, but for years and years, you're going to remember
he's been
Sound
grinding.
Sultan.
But I don't want...
You know? Sound Sultan is a legend.
In the industry or just musically? I don't know if I even...
Musically, Nigerian music industry, Sound Sultan is a legend for me. Is LD a legend? Or he just has legendary work?
Is LG still relevant musically? Right?
No. But the work he's done.
Yeah, the past work.
People are always going to look back.
Yeah, I mean, they have industry icons, but I mean, I just think I try to stay away from that word legend. People just...
It's very, very rare.
Yeah,
like,
people use it too much. But then again,
like, for me, you get to legendary status when, like I said before, when you cool out, we can now judge. And for me, it depends on a lot certain factors. One, how many people you influence. That's one of them. Your influence on the younger generation and how long your music cuts across generations and across genres.
Yeah.
Two is what else? Like how long it lasts. Is it evergreen? Can we listen to it 20 years from now?
25
Can
another
generation, the Bob Marleys, the Michael Jacksons, the Princes, you know? Exactly.
You know, this well, he's not a crackhead, God forbid.
Who?
What is his name? Majek.
Majek he's a legend.
Felix, my uncle, legendary stuff.
Yeah, Felix Liberty, legendary.
Yeah, legend.
A lot of people from that era. And you know what I think it comes down to? It comes down to individuality.
It is.
Which is what I think is missing from old school music and this new music.
Flavor is going to be a legend.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
But then again, there's smaller legendary it depends on a guy could be a legend in a certain place and not a legend overall. Like Fino.
Fino just started,
but he's going to be a legend. What he's done for Eastern music and for Igbo rap, no one has done as people have done. There were the Nigga Raws and everybody back then. But forget. But
oh man,
you can't judge. You can't judge now, right? It's still too early.
Mm-hmm. Is that my phone or your phone?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yes. Okay. So what else you got on the?
Yeah. Speaking of legends, Two-Face Idibia,
of course,
definitely a legend.
Without a doubt.
Peace to the Idibia household. You saw that video, right? Mr. Innocent Ujai Idibia, Two-Face, he was crying on his ex baby mama's titties. I don't know what the fuck she was wearing, excuse my French, but they were spraying him money. I didn't know what the hell was going on in there.
I don't understand why they spraying him money.
I don't know what the hell was going on out there. But the bottom line of that was that I think his ex baby mama, which how many are they? They're like 4 or 5, right?
Yes, just
I don't
so
even know.
Drama.
Reunited with, she made peace with Annie.
Wizkid in a few years. They've been doing a few years.
She made peace with Annie, which is Two-Face's main. And I understand the emotions that could come from that. Cause, it's like, it's crazy. Like, cause apparently Two-Face and Annie, they all like, they take care of like the kids that aren't even Annie's.
Okay, yeah, because
they all stay together and everything, the dad and stuff. And so I understand that. Like, have you ever had 2 friends, like 2 best friends in your circle beefing?
Oh yeah, plenty. You
know how awkward that could be.
It's very, very awkward. And the way to take sides and
everything.
Yeah, can get very awkward.
Very, very awkward. So imagine what it would be like if you had all these kids from different mothers staying with your wife.
Right, who is now acting like their mom. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's complicated.
So imagine one kid telling the other kid, "Oh, my mom said your mom is a witch," or "My mom said I shouldn't hang out with your mom." A winch, that kind of thing. So it's like, it's crazy. So I can understand the emotion. Like, it's like weight was taken off his shoulders. Yeah, off of that thing.
Yeah, that's true. So I mean, the bottom line is, when kids are involved, I just think that people got to find a way to set aside all their differences, and then just do things for the benefit of the kids. That look, kudos to him. Legends, that's what they do. They try to find ways to make the impossible possible.
And Nigeria is a very, very small place, so everybody knows everybody. Your business is always out there.
Insta blog.
It's on Insta blog. It's on everything. Like, you can't really hide anything.
Insta blog, Nigeria.
It's crazy, man. It is crazy.
Yeah, man. I had so elections happened.
Yeah.
American election, that is my thing. The
Democrats. Yeah, Democrats. So yeah. What happened?
Democrats
break that down
won. Well, I think I'm very, very happy with the results.
Yeah.
There are some professional leftists I'll call them some professional leftists.
I like that word, professional leftists.
That for some reason they were just being downcast and like, I'm like, yo, calm down. In the age of Trump.
Yeah.
The Democratic Party, were slated to win about 23 seats.
Mm-hmm.
And they ended up winning 28 as of today.
Yeah.
And then I was listening that there are a few more races that are unaccounted for, right? Mm-hmm. That there are at least 5 more that they might potentially win.
Yeah.
Which might bring the total to almost 35. Which, from the grand scheme of things, is even bigger than in terms of the popular vote that the Republicans won back in 2010. And I think because of the idea of Trump, right? And so some of these professional leftists just wanted a clean sweep, like, win the Senate. That's not how...
Okay, hold on one second before I go. Sorry to break it up, but how do you define professional leftists? First of all, the funny thing, I went to school, my major in school was politics, economics, and law.
Uh-huh.
And I don't give a shit about politics like that. All I follow is what I see on CNN, man. I'm more into activism than politics, man. So when you say professional leftists, what do you mean? You mean like core leftists?
I mean,
like core conservatives.
Yeah, I mean,
I know what the leftist is,
yeah,
but when you say professional
by
leftist,
professional left is like it's a job for them
to be a leftist. So you're talking about people, anybody you see on Fox News.
You know, they're also professional students, right?
Speaking of, before he came to OS, when I was in OS, there was a guy called Ahmed Rodriguez. I don't know if you met him there. This guy spent 10 years in college. They built him an office. Yeah, the guy had an office. When I met him, when they told me this guy was 29 or 30 that time, I think I was like 19. He was my friend. They're like, Ahmed has an office. He didn't want to graduate. It's like that movie Van Wilder. Mm-hmm. Some people they don't want to face the real world. So it's like, let me just stay here in school and be a professional student. Yeah. So that's what you have professional leftists.
Yeah, you have professional leftists that is either black or white. Basically, what they wanted a situation whereby, we win the house. And then I think also when the celebrities got involved in the whole case, like, with Andrew Gillum, Stacey Abrams, which fine, ideally in an ideal society, if we had won those races, it would have been an icing on the cake. But what I'm trying to tell people is that from the grand scheme of things, the idea was to win the House. Okay. So we can have a check on the executive branch.
Yeah.
That's how the Constitution works. That's how the democracy works, as we know it. And so that was achieved.
Which you guys achieved. Yeah, you guys, Democrats won the House.
Right, and so my thing is like, as Democrat, we've really done a really terrible job of appreciating the little victories.
I saw you mention that somewhere. I think it was on Facebook. You talk about the little victories. Everyone is like, they're not looking at those.
Yeah, they're not looking at those. I mean, look, Democrats won races in Oklahoma, red Trump country Oklahoma. They won races in places they were not even supposed to win, and they did. And now some people are angry because we did not win the Senate we didn't win the governor's race in two states. And at the same time, there are the stuff that we call the blue wall, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, that Trump won.
So I say that naturally blue, they're going to be blue.
Midwestern states.
Yeah.
Now we have Democratic governors in those states. Heading into 2020, the Democratic Party is well suited, right, to potentially win the presidential election in 2020. So I think, based on the results from Tuesday, right, I think the fundamentals of the Democratic Party are strong. So I'm quite happy at the result. I don't understand why people are sad. And you even saw, Trump was taking what do you call it? Trump was even having a victory lap. and I mean, he's having a victory lap even though he lost, and then the Democratic Party that won, they are not happy. Like, can you believe it? Like, how that is like in my head, that doesn't even make sense. So
I guess when you're not, maybe I don't know, but maybe when you're not the president, it's like they don't see anything as a victory. Like that's everybody wants that.
And that's the difference between the Democrats and Republicans. They celebrate every little victory.
For Republicans?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh yeah.
They celebrate every single thing.
Oh man.
So what do you see? What do you envision in 2 years?
Investigations. They're going to investigate.
Presidential,
the presidential election probably is going to start maybe in a week or in a couple of weeks. People are going to start going to Iowa, New Hampshire.
You think somebody's going to go to prison? I don't doubt that happening. I don't want to talk much about this, but
I don't know. I don't want.
Maybe the guy at the top, because
I don't like speculating because when you. And again, I think when people watch too much cable news, right?
Which is information overload, which is too much.
It's too much. It's
I don't know what to watch, and everything's like everybody has their agenda now. It's like it's too much.
It's information overload. When people watch too much cable news, and already people are in their different corners. Mm-hmm. When you watch too much cable news, right, and you are listening to a drum beat that this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then when it doesn't happen, you set yourself up for failure. Right? Okay. And so when all these what we call bloviators, these talking heads, just talk all this just allow the process to play out. We don't know what's gonna happen. You know, we don't, and I don't want to, and I think people should not get their hopes too high. And also, people talking about impeachment, like, knock it off.
No, that's not going to happen.
Even if you do any sort of impeachment, okay, and impeachment
that wasn't going to change. It doesn't mean it's not the same people there.
Right? It doesn't. I mean, Bill Clinton was impeached.
Yeah.
And
he wasn't. Was he really?
Yeah, he was impeached. But impeachment doesn't mean. I think people tend to confuse impeachment and removal from office. Okay. There are two different things.
Okay.
When you impeach someone, you just impeaching. That's it. And then a vote to remove the person from office happens, but from the grand scheme of things, you know, that thing doesn't happen anymore.
Okay.
So people should just leave the impeachment alone. Let's focus.
Now you said what you envision in 2 years here. What do you envision in 2 years in Nigeria? Who is going to be in charge?
A lot of my friends work for Article, right? And I
Standard. I'm not surprised because everybody's jumping on the other ship. Same way everybody jumped on Buhari's ship when Goodluck's ship was sinking.
I never jumped
I
on
know you did
Buhari's
because
ship.
you always. But a lot of people did. You know, a lot of people did, and many of them are regretting it. Pride won't let them admit it.
We told them.
Yeah. See, I kind of knew because sometimes, like, you go back to history and you look at things and you know what to expect. But at the same time, I think the fact that Goodluck's government was in such a mess, he made Buhari electable.
Well, so this is the other thing. I don't think Goodluck made Buhari electable.
His administration did, maybe not him, maybe not him himself.
Not him specifically. So I think this is what happened, right? Goodluck, of course, was not supposed to be a president. He was an accidental president. It happened. And so after 4 or 5 years in power... That man
is the most good luck leader in the history of Nigeria.
Hence the name. So when he became president, people did not want him to run for re-election. And you realize this folks called NPDP. It was the NPDP folks that literally messed up Goodluck because they wanted him...
What's that?
They call themselves, I think, new PDP. Those people like this Buffon. What is his name? this Rivers governor, ex-governor.
Rotimi Amechi.
Yeah. And a bunch of other.
The guys who decamped to APC.
Yeah, later. all those PDP guys, they all decamped to APC.
Yeah.
Right, and then they brought Buhari out.
Okay.
So if those guys had stayed with Goodluck, it would have been a whole different situation. But for their selfish interest, they did not want to stay with him.
Of course. Like, yeah. Because think about it. You know, Atiku was dead. Atiku back then, during that, he was going to run too. But he couldn't match Amechi.
Right.
Because Amechi was behind Buhari and Jagaban. With all the oil money, Rivers State. Whoever has Rivers State, always, if you get Rivers State, you're pretty much good.
Right.
If you get support from Rivers.
Yeah. So I think they all, thought Buhari was going to be able to deliver. When he was head of state, we knew in the 80s, we knew he didn't deliver nothing.
Yeah.
Right? He wasn't able to deliver anything.
All he was doing was retrenching people's fathers, flogging. I know people's fathers that still have beef with Buhari because he slapped them in 1986, 1985. Yeah. So
history told us that Buhari wasn't going to be a good president.
And the same thing happening now is the same thing happening there. One common thing, he was never popular among his peers. That's what everybody said. Nobody liked him. I remember, like, the stories I read when that coup happened. That coup, somebody, I forgot what officer it was, but they had people saying, somebody said, who does he even have beside the Diabon? That's the only person he had.
Yeah,
some other guy from the customs. Well, I forgot his name, the guy from the customs. But those are the only two. Everybody else, he didn't have. Because he wasn't popular. I think the only place he had control before then was like Jos. Like the Jos.
And he was a division
in Jos.
Yeah, he used to be a governor too,
Yes. But what state? Was it Niger?
I think it was maybe Katsina.
Katsina, you're right. Yeah, his state. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But
so now the dynamics has changed. And I think also GEJ really did not have control of his cabinet. It was almost like a free-for-all.
Let's be honest, GEJ was not a good politician. For me, he was a good guy. Okay. He was a good guy to me, but as a politician, he wasn't
He wasn't.
Nah.
Yeah. I mean, so we'll see how 2019 is gonna play out. I'm talking to a few people. I already know who I'm gonna support. In due course, I will. In due course, I will say it. But right now,
Yeah, you don't have to say it now. Elections went not till when? Till February, right?
yeah, elections in February.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 or 8.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So that's election. I mean, I think we're going to be talking about the elections that
A lot as time goes on. We're going to keeping you guys updated on the election. We're going to keeping you guys updated on music and everything. You know. Funny enough, well, let's go back to music now, man. I was listening to Mr. Easy this morning, man.
The new album? I heard
Lagos to London too.
Oh, he's out?
Yeah, it's not an album. It's still a mixtape. Which makes me, for some reason, I don't know why artists hide behind that. It's my mixtape. It's not my album.
It's not my album.
So if you say anything about it, it's a mixtape. It's not an album.
Maybe they're scared of something. They're scared of...
It wasn't bad. I give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. It was just like the first one. But one thing I know about Mr. Easy is he's kind of, to me, he's kind of like showing artists how to do this international thing.
Right.
That many of them want to do.
Well, by international, you mean how to do the London stuff.
Not just the London stuff. Mr. Easy is he's touring. A lot of Nigerian artists.
A lot of them are touring.
They don't tour. They come here and do shows. That's different from touring. Davido is, but a couple of them, they come here and do shows for the same people who already know them. You're not really growing your audience when you come here and come do for the same Nigerian people. You need to do festivals. You know, you need to. Mr. Easy he performed at the Apple Store last year. He's at the Apple Store. He was on James Corden. He was on late night TV. You know, he was in Toronto. He was in Dublin. So he's touring. He got gigs, chronics. He's doing with a very wide range of international artists. And that's another guy who I think he just has a formula.
Yeah,
and he sticks to it.
Yeah.
It's like Wizkid. I say Wizkid, he's not the best singer. He's not the best dancer. He's not the best performer. But he just has that it.
Yeah.
He's on, like somebody said, not God. Wizkid, Davido's on his hard work. Wizkid is God. Mr. Easy, I think it's a formula. He knew what worked for him right from the start, and he went for it.
For Wizkid, I just think he should put more effort in his lyrics, man. Like
a lot more. He can do a lot more better. Like, see, no, there isn't a songwriter that wouldn't want to work with Wizkid.
Of course,
get Wizkid in the studio with songwriters. Let him say that they will give him classics,
my cousin, even my cousin who's a songwriter, I can give him some hits.
Who's your cousin?
Nothing. Yeah,
because you told me about her before.
Yeah,
I dabble into songwriting every now and then, but it's crazy. Yeah, it's a crazy grind.
Yeah, Wizkid needs some. I mean, there's no shame in. I mean, he's got the bread. You know, there's no shame in getting songwriters. He's not a rapper, so he's not going to feel any sort of, mental constraint that
But some people like. I've seen him laugh. Like I saw a tweet. Like everyone said it was a shot at Davido where he laughed. I think.
Well, who laughed?
Wizkid. I think Davido and one of the guys from his crew. I'm not going to say him because I wasn't sure who it was, but they had a song. I think it was like DJ Cool, like his DJ, and they used the line from Wizkid's song, and he laughed and he said something to the direction of, "Oh, who go come write song for Una now?" Like he laughed. But I'm like, so it's like they make it seem they try to shame people for getting songwriters.
Yeah, that's
like
kind of like
what
they did to,
and that's like, so kind of like what they did with Drake. Even Drake, I can understand because Drake is a rapper. Even though I don't care. Because if you make your song better, it's a collaborative effort. But like they try to shame and everything. But I'm like, if you're making stupid lyrics and everything, you need to get songwriters.
You got to get songwriters, and the thing is, also in Nigeria, right? The songwriters, that there is no good. I don't want to say formula, but there is no structure for songwriters yet.
There isn't an industry in Nigeria. There's just a couple of musicians. Yeah. There's no industry.
And then just call my cousin, hey, come.
Like, how much are you really going to make? It's like, you write a song for years and years and years, you're getting money off it. But what are you going to do in Nigeria? Like, artists, they're going to perform. It's like even producers in Nigeria, they're suffering because
unless you're Don Jazzy.
Yeah.
Don Baba J.
They deal with them. They don't get anything.
Oh, speaking of producer-wise, John Jazzy a legend.
Definitely, of course. Yeah, I think there's nobody more legend than John Jazzy.
I agree.
Because not just because of the work he's done, but because of the sound he brought. And it always makes you even bigger when you have an artist that you broke.
And look at the people he put on.
He put on a whole bunch of people. Nobody can do that group thing like they did. Because then again, it's like the same, almost like the same thing Davido was doing. They had in-house. Everything was in-house. Don Jazzy produced everything. They wrote the songs together. They did everything, you know. I wanted to talk about this Maggie thing. Okay. We'll keep that for next week. Because that's a very, very long discussion. But before we go,
it's rubbish.
Before we go, I just want to talk about one last thing. DJ Cuppy. Florence Otedola.
Her name is Florence?
Yeah.
Is that her real name?
Yeah, Florence Otedola. She released that song. I won't even talk about it. I'm not going to do it. Because everybody can do what they want. You're allowed to.
Of course. She's experimenting.
I think it's not fair the way they treat her, man. I think you think it's because of who her dad is.
I think it's because of who her dad is, right? Yeah.
They treat her. But I mean, she's a DJ. She says she's a DJ come producer. Right. Which I don't know if she's like really, really a great DJ. Because you can't really tell these days because the barriers to entry in DJing are so low. Anybody can do it. So I don't even know who's a great DJ or not anymore.
I think people are trying to tell her that, just like stick to DJing and live the music, the song. But I mean, look, who am I to tell her don't sing?
Yeah, there's no harm in trying, right?
Yeah.
Tonto DK did it. Genevieve Naji did it. Omotala did it.
Yeah, it's a phase.
They failed, but they tried. So
she's young. If other people are in her position, I bet they would try the same thing.
Yes.
She's got the bread. She's got the opportunity. Like, hey, regardless though, just because of who she is, people are always gonna come for her.
Yeah,
I don't think it really matters.
It doesn't.
Yeah, people will definitely come for her, and she's.
And that's another reason why you do whatever you do, regardless of who comes. Yeah. If you listen to people, you're never gonna get anything done.
Forget people, man.
Forget people. Do what you want, and I guess that's a great way to end this, man.
Yeah, man. Sensible
Forget people.
Nonsense.
Do what you want. Sensible Nonsense. We're back here next week. Follow us on Sensible Nonsense TV on YouTube. If you have any questions, sensiblenonsensentv@gmail.com. Send us questions. We like questions. We like to have things. We like to address your issues. Anything you want us to address.
Some emails on.
Exactly. Send us emails, man. We'll address any issues you want us to address. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye
Sensible
and good night.
Okay.
Good luck.
We're out.